What is up, YouTube? Mr. King coming at you live. So today's lesson is going to be about graphing. It is going to be a little bit heavier than what we're used to because it's going to be more work, more like mathematical analysis. Anyways, let's just get right into it. This is the time of the video where you're going to want to be pausing it and answering these 3 questions on your bell work for Wednesday. Okay, now that you've got those answered, today we're going to be going over graphs and going over that pretest that we did. So what I want you to know, our first official quiz will be on Thursday or tomorrow. It'll be about graphing. It'll be just like the pretest that you did take, but it won't be just a participation grade. What the score you get was what will go into the grade book. And if you're ever worried about your grade, I do offer extra credit. I'll be going more into that next week. Okay, so here's the graphing pre-assessment. I'm going to take it as a student just so you understand what's going on. So my first name, Mr., last name, King. Class, we'll do class period 4. The bar graph compares the number of students enrolled in classes. What class is the highest enrollment? So these bar graph questions were, I think, the easiest because they had the best scores. So how you read a bar graph, you basically have the categories in the x-axis or the independent variable. So this is the different types of things that you're looking at. And then in the y-axis, this will have the dependent variable, what you're measuring. So it looks like the highest bar has the most students. So biology has 200 students, and that's the most. No other bar is higher, so biology is the answer. Next one, which class has the least enrollment? That'd be physics with only 60. So that'd be physics because it has the lowest bar. How many students are enrolled in chemistry? So you're going to look, it goes all the way up to here. Go to the left to see what the scale is. So it's 150, and there are 5 bars in between. So 5 bars in between 150 and 200. I'm going to guess that each bar is 10. So since it's 1 bar above 150, I'm going to say it's 160. That's the answer. Moving on. How many students are enrolled in anatomy? So same thing as you did for physics. You look at the height and then bring it across to see 130. Cool. Okay, that was the bar graph ones. You guys all did fairly well in that one. Now we got the line graphs. These ones were a little bit trickier. The line graph compares the growth of plants that were kept in the sun for different amounts of time. Which variable is found on the x-axis? So x-axis goes horizontal. So what I do, you just look, what's the label on the x-axis? Day plant measured. There we go. It's already labeled nicely for us. Which variable is found on the y-axis? So the y, vertical. So what you're going to do, you're going to read what is the label on the y-axis. That's going to be height. So that's the answer. So what I want one of the takeaways to be from this quiz is the x-axis is horizontal, and it will have the independent variable, which is what is changing. The y-axis goes vertical, and it has the dependent variable. If you want to write that down, it is important. Take this time to pause the video now. Okay. Next, the line graph compares the growth of plants that were kept in the sun for different amounts of time. Which variable is the independent variable? So remember, independent, what changes? That's what goes on the x-axis. Day plant measured. That's what isn't changing each time. See, there's different amounts of sunlight, and the independent variable will usually go on the x-axis. So that's the way to do it. What variable is the dependent variable? So that's what's being measured, and that'll go on the y-axis. So we're measuring different height plants. So the different heights of plants. That'll be height. Okay, now it's going to get a little trickier. On day 9, the plants kept in the sun for 6 hours were how tall? So this will be a little more analysis. So 6 hours of sun. So you go to the key. It looks like the triangle had 6 hours of sunlight. So then I'll go to day 9 and look for that triangle. Here we go. So here's a triangle on day 9. It looks like it was 80 millimeters. On day 11, the planet that was growing with 1 hour of sunlight was how tall? So what you do, 1 hour sunlight, diamond, day 11, 90 millimeters. Okay, based on the graph, the plant grows best in what amount of sunlight? So how we do this one, we just look which one grew the best. It has this little star, that would be 9 hours, which makes sense. The more sun, the better off you are. That's going to be part 1 of this video.